We made vessels that were anywhere from about 10 to 60 feet long, that held anywhere from 1 or 2 adults to about 40 adults, and were used for deep sea travel, trade, used in warfare, used in fishing and gathering of resources, and just governmental work in general, leaders going to different places along the coastline to do business with other native nations. What we would do traditionally as Wampanoag people is we would go along the rivers or along the bodies of water, away from the communities where there had been already clearing of the trees. So we'd go to a place where there were tall trees, appropriate in size, with very few branches on the lower levels. We would peel the bark from the tree, burn out the base of the tree, and drop it by fire. The interesting thing is that we would burn the end of the shape of the end of the boat at the same time as burning the tree down. So it's 2 processes in one. Then we would burn the other section off and burn that size that we need, both the shape of the boat and the size of the log from that same tree. Then we would burn the top half of the tree off. Once you had removed the rest of the bark, you'd burn the top half off. Centralize your fire at that point once you've gotten to a half log point. So your 2 ends are done, the top half is gone, and now we use water and we use clay to control the burn so that you're not burning too thin or creating cracks or any areas of problem. You continuously burn until you get down to about 3 inches of thickness on the bottom. We leave about 1 inch to 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch of thickness on the sides, and about 2 to 3 inches of thickness on the ends of the boat, so that basically that bottom part of the vessel is a ballast. Traditionally, we were using mostly white pine, white oak, and chestnut to make our vessels. And the reason for that is because they tended to be very common in the area. They grew close to the water, and they tended to have few branches on the lower level. They're also liable to, when you're burning out the vessels, not crack or check in any way that would be a hindrance to producing that finished vessel. The use of the fire does add an element of difficulty in that if you use certain types of woods, they might cause a problem. They might crack on you. They might not be able to work through the burning process. But the beauty of the burning is that it reduces the wood that you need to remove to charcoal, which is easily chipped or scraped out of the boat, or just reduces even further to ash. And it leaves the wood hardened. It seals the wood to some degree so that it will absorb much less water, so you have no problem with it becoming waterlogged. It leaves no splinters behind, so there's no need for finishing work, and it leaves your hands free to do many other things. For instance, you can burn out your boat, stay warm by a fire, cook your dinner over that fire that's making the boat, and carve your canoe paddle all at the same time. The Wampanoag Indigenous program here at Plimoth Plantation has been instrumental in redeveloping and starting a resurgence in the Wampanoag maritime trade and tradition, and the production of our traditional vessels, these dugout canoes, using the traditional methods and traditional use in the ocean as well as in the river. And you can see us producing these boats usually in the spring and in the fall, every season here at Plimoth Plantation.